Is the 2021 Pirate 3-in-1 ship still worth what it is today? And does it hold up to the brand new Eldorado Fortress pirate set, as well as the Viking 3-in-1 ship? We're going to find that out here today. Hello everyone, welcome to my 5-minute review of the pirate ship. It's a Creator 3-in-1 set that retailed for $100 back in 2021. You can still find this set around its retail price on Amazon, but LEGO, I believe, has just retired this set recently. You can actually turn this build into this pirate tavern, which I think is a pretty cool sub build. You can also turn it into this separate kind of skull island thing. This is the weakest one in my opinion. It doesn't look like it uses a lot of the parts. This tavern one does look pretty cool, but today we're just going to be looking at the actual pirate ship. So very recently, LEGO has been releasing quite a bit of pirate sets. We have the Barracuda Bay set, of course, which is a big comparison towards this. I do think that set at $200 back in the day, I believe it was 2020, is a much better overall deal than this. Also have the 3-in-1 Viking ship, which is also very similar kind of target market. And of course, we have the brand new Eldorado Fortress set. I'm going to be doing a review on that video, the Viking ship and the Barracuda Bay, very soon on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for those. In terms of how this set holds up, in my opinion, this set is kind of on the weaker end of the $100 thing. I definitely think it's a very complete pirate ship, but it's also very, very small. Comparison to size is, of course, not exactly fair with these two ships, but I do think it's kind of cool to see these two next to each other. The Viking warship is a lot longer. It also does come with this giant serpent, which I think is absolutely awesome. So that's just something to keep in mind. But of course, the pirate ship is not meant to look like this at all, and is a little bit taller on some parts of it. But let's start by taking a look at the minifigures that are included. Now, in my opinion, one of the coolest parts of this set actually is the shark that is included. It is an entirely brick-built shark. You do have the ability to move the jaw up and down here, as well as the tail fin. I really like this shark. I think it looks really cool and does what it needs to do. It also fits kind of to scale with a minifigure. You can see this is what a minifigure looks like next to it. It's pretty accurate, unlike some of the other sets. And here's a look at these minifigures. I do actually have the faces reversed on these just because I wanted to make the captain look a little bit different than the Redbeard captain. But again, all these guys are pretty basic minifigures. I do like all the torso printing, especially the captain's, as well as his kind of like silver leg. I think that's kind of a unique thing we haven't seen on many pirates. Here's a look at its back printing, pretty basic. And all these other figures have been used in other sets, including their torsos and all that. So definitely not super unique figures. And of course, the skeleton usually comes in pretty much any pirate set. This set does only include 2 cannons as well, which is something to kind of note as you compare it to a modern set like the Eldorado Fortress. Now, in terms of the building experience, this one was pretty solid. The hull design was very weird. It used a lot of sideways building and snot building to accomplish the hull of the ship. I definitely like the brick built feel to it, but I also much prefer the design that was used on the Viking ship. I just think that hull design looks a little bit better. This one kind of looks a little bit strange, in my opinion. I love all of the exterior colors, especially this mermaid at the front. I think that looks pretty good, as well as the 2 cannon ports, the kind of plank here, and some other things that you see on the top of the deck. You can also see down into the hull of the ship. It's not super detailed. You have 4 slots for cannons and a bit of extra room for a few minifigures or so on the sides. But again, it is kind of hard to reach down into there. It's a little bit small and congested. But again, you have the ability to place 4 cannons there. You also have this front of the ship area where you can have probably minifigures set underneath it. They don't really fit underneath that entire slot. I don't know if that was intended, but you could place minifigures on top of here on kind of like battlements on the ship. I definitely think it's pretty fun and a clever way to use this area of the ship. We also do have the feature to kind of draw and lower the anchor, which I think is pretty cool. One of the main things that stands out to this set, at least compared to others, is the actual sail designs. So they are brick built, which I think is pretty cool. I should more honestly say they're more plate built. They really just use plate and this one other kind of weird piece. Look pretty good. I definitely think the bottom ones are a little bit on the small side and look a little bit strange with the rest of the ship. But again, considering what it's trying to be, I think it's okay. I also think a few more ropes on this set would have been ideal for this front mast piece here, as I think this one is kind of unnecessary, so I may switch that into this area. But again, this one and this one kind of just look strange. I know they're working with a certain price limit and amount of parts, so it is a 3-in-1 set, of course. I also think this design is very, very strange. It's not a very large space, but I think LEGO was able to pretty effectively use the space to save as much room as possible. You can lift open the cabin and see right into the cabin's quarters. You can also swing out the doors on this thing as well to get a better look at the interior. Pretty small, it's pretty basic. You have the table and a chair there for the captain. That is pretty much it that's going on in the interior. But again, I love all the different colors, the gold, the red, and the green, and the black kind of all blend really nicely together. I also really like the back design of the ship with this sail and this other details here. Also never thought of putting a 1x1 plate like that. The back of the ship is pretty cool. It does have a rudder and all that. That matches pretty well with the rest of the design. The back of it is not the most appealing view of it, in my opinion. I definitely think the side profile view of the ship is the strongest. And again, the sails are pretty unique. Really love this piece on the mast, though I do much prefer the lattice piece, but I guess they didn't want to make it smaller, which is understandable. We also do have the crow's nest up there, which is pretty cool. Other brick-built birds and stuff like that all around the set. So again, for what it's trying to be, I definitely think this set is pretty solid. Again, if it's worth as much it is nowadays compared to a modern set like this or the Viking ship or Barracuda Bay, I definitely think this is my least favorite of the four. Just comparing it to that, but again, I think it's a very solid option. It's very affordable, and you can probably still find it on Amazon for about its asking price when it originally came out, so that's pretty good. I would rate this probably an 8 out of 10 in terms of playability and all that kind of stuff. If you guys enjoyed this quick review of the pirate ship Crater 3-in-1 set, make sure you guys stay tuned for the Viking ship and the brand new Eldorado Fortress. I cannot wait to review that on my channel. This set holds up, but I definitely think a lot of the other modern sets are very good as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys on the next one.